to the extent that he keeps a shelf in his study which has photographs of him with lots of famous and important people. And Harry, of course, is the ultimate prize, Harry Potter, and so when all else fails, Dumbledore wheels Harry in as a seemingly sort of casual introduction, but it's something, the moment he set eyes on him, Slughorn can't resist, so he's back at Hogwarts. Yeah. So he's a brilliant new character.
He knows things I want to find out. And so I get him back to Hogwarts, persuade him to come back, and then Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, finds out the detail from him. So it's all a plan, big plan.
Ed entriamo ora a scoprire un set veramente molto affascinante, un set che in qualche modo già conosciamo. Questa qui che vedete è l'aula dove gli studenti di Hogwarts imparano a preparare le pozioni. Come vedete è pieno di urne che contengono strane radici, strane foglie, persino qualche animale. Un set curatissimo e di un realismo davvero incredibile. Quest'anno però gli studenti di Hogwarts avranno un nuovo insegnante per quanto riguarda quest'arte alchemica di preparare le pozioni. Non ci sarà più il professor Piton che ha insegnato loro questa materia fino allo scorso anno, ma per il 6º anno di scuola di Harry Potter e compagni ci sarà Horace Lumacorno. Horace Lumacorno è un professore che già in passato aveva insegnato ad Hogwarts e che poi era scomparso, si era nascosto e che è stato richiamato proprio da Albus Silente, dal preside della scuola, perché è convinto che nasconda il segreto per poter sconfiggere finalmente Lord Voldemort. Comunque sia, per limitarci all'aspetto didattico del rapporto tra Lumacorno ed i suoi allievi, non solo Harry Potter, Ron, Hermione e tutti gli altri si dovranno impegnare fortemente per imparare e per essere promossi a fine anno, ma anche dovranno essere protagonisti di una sorta di sfida. Infatti Lumacorno ha deciso di mettere in palio al miglior studente dell'anno della sua classe una fiala contenente una pozione molto particolare che si chiama Felix Felicis, una pozione che richiede un lunghissimo tempo di preparazione, una pozione color oro e che ha la capacità di donare un'enorme fortuna a chi la beve, un'enorme fortuna che quindi gli permetterà di realizzare tutti quanti i loro sogni e tutti quanti i loro desideri più nascosti e più proibiti. Non è difficile immaginare che saranno i nostri eroi in qualche modo ad entrare in possesso della Felix Felicis e che la utilizzeranno per riuscire ad eccellere in campi dove finora magari non sono riusciti a farlo.
You haven't told us what's in that one.
Oh, yes. What you see before you, ladies and gentlemen, is a curious little potion known as Felix Felicis. But it is more commonly referred to as...
Liquid luck.
Yes, Miss Granger. Liquid luck. Desperately tricky to make, disastrous should you get it wrong. One sip and you will find that all of your endeavors succeed. At least until the effects wear off.
Well, yeah, this is, he is the potions teacher, he's the wizard of the potions, and this is his class. This is one small corner of his classroom, and each of the pupils has a station where they work, and they all each have their own cauldron, and all the samples and specimens and ingredients they would need for potions line the walls. And one of the tasks that he sets, Horace sets the class, is to make a potion called Living Death. And the prize for doing that is that he will give them the one who creates the perfect example of this potion, which no one has ever achieved, no student has ever achieved before. But Horace offers the prize of a small vial of another potion called Felix Felicis, which is basically a good luck potion, which means if you take it for as long as the effects last, everything will just fall into place and you'll have great good luck for the next day or so, which is sounds like a wonderful potion to have. And Harry wins this. Harry, in a way, he cheats, though.
Why that?
Because he gets the textbook he follows happens to have been, it's an old book, and written in the margins are notes written by a previous student, which Harry follows, and it means that he gets the potion right in a way that no one else does. But Horace doesn't realise that, but he's just very impressed by Harry's natural, what he thinks are Harry's natural skills, but actually he's just followed what somebody else has written in the margin of the book.
E per questo speciale che stiamo trasmettendo su Coming Soon Television vi abbiamo portato ora a Diagon Alley, la strada dello shopping dei maghi del mondo di Harry Potter. Però come vedete qualcosa è cambiato. Il negozio che è alle mie spalle, il celebre negozio di Ollivander, il più famoso negozio che vende bacchette magiche nel mondo di Harry Potter, è stato devastato perché le forze oscure che cercano di distruggere tutto quello che Harry Potter e i suoi amici cercano invece di conservare, stanno diventando sempre più potenti e lo fanno con pericolosissimi nuovi alleati.
Fenrir Greyback is an untransformed werewolf who allies himself with the Death Eaters so they can feed him what he wants, which is children and victims. I see him as a mercenary and a pirate, and really he's out for himself. The only reason he uses the Death Eaters is because they supply him with children.
So you would say it's kind of a lone wolf as well, not only a werewolf.
Yeah, he is. I think he probably feels very alone and rejected by society because he's a werewolf, and because of that he wants to infect everyone so they become like him.
He's great fun because he's not a full werewolf. He's been a werewolf so long, and he likes being a werewolf so much, that he hasn't quite got back to being human. So he's a human being, but with wolf-like characteristics, which is an interesting thing to do, and it was taxing. You know, we started with concept drawings and then went to three-dimensional models, and then we got Dave Lugino, the actor, to play him, and he's fantastic because he's a big guy and he has a real physical presence and he can convey threat with doing very little. And so the makeup is really augmenting his character. You know, it's not a monster makeup, it's an augmentation. Very difficult to do, 3.5 hours to put on. Took us about 4 months to figure out. And it takes, I think, 4 days to make each day's set of pieces. And then at the end of that one day, they're thrown away.
Yes, Greyback, there's the scene between Ginny and Greyback where it's in the middle of the reeds and there's a lot of really kind of frightening things happening, and she's completely lost within, you know, acres and acres of reeds where you can't see anyone, and there's all these noises and explosions, and she's lost Harry, he's run off, and this kind of shadow comes out of the dark, and that was a really, I think, scary scene to film. We did it at night, and already there's so many things that are kind of much more mysterious at night, so I think it was actually, they made all the sound effects like while we were there, so it was quite good. It was easy to kind of picture this massive creature coming towards me.
But yeah, Greyback's he embodies everything evil about the dark side, really, and I think Draco's very intimidated by him. Who wouldn't pictures of him, but he doesn't look very friendly, to say the least. It took me 3 days to pluck up the courage to go and say hello, so... But no, it's an interesting relationship.
Intimidated, but also fascinated, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. He's hugely intimidated, but and also it's a confirmation to him that he's on the wrong team. Yeah. When he sees Greyback, he thinks, this isn't me. This isn't where I should be. So I think there's definitely confirmation for him in that.
It's so well designed, I wouldn't even know I've got it on. It really doesn't restrict me in any way. So that's something that we worked on, because originally some of the designs we were looking at were a bit fuller and very uncomfortable, and can cause problems. But the centre of my face is open, so here it's totally me. So any reactions are down to me. It doesn't restrict any movements or expressions. Everything's visible.
Come i più informati tra gli spettatori di Coming Soon Television sapranno, per accedere a Diagon Alley, che è la strada dello shopping, dei maghi e delle streghe nell'universo di Harry Potter, bisogna utilizzare un passaggio segreto nascosto in un pub londinese, nella Londra dei babbani, noto come il Paiolo Magico. Comunque in questa strada si trovano veramente negozi di ogni genere e tipo, e soprattutto, come questo alle mie spalle, si trova il negozio che permette ai maghi e alle streghe dell'universo di Harry Potter di acquistare tutto quello che serve per poter praticare il celeberrimo ormai sport del Quidditch. E in Harry Potter il principe mezzosangue non sarà soltanto Harry, come è stato precedentemente, uno dei grandi protagonisti, uno dei grandi eroi del Quidditch, ma un nuovo personaggio, anzi un personaggio che già conosciamo, ma che fino a questo momento non era stato così ferrato in questo particolarissimo sport.